everyone, this is Benjamin. I'm going to be doing puzzles today with you guys. For a quick warm up, I'm going to do 3 minute without any talking, just really quick, just to warm up. And then after that, I'll get right into it. And also, this helps me wait for people to also get online as they're waiting. So, all right, this looks like checkmate. It's a back rank mate. Back rank. I'm not sure if it's considered back rank or not, but it's a free piece. That'd be back rank make with the queen. Checkmate. That's checkmate. It's almost like Scholar's checkmate, but it's not. It's on the different square. All right, that'd be a checkmate. Check. Not sure what the follow-up is, but taking a free bit knight. Checkmate. This is another checkmate. A little bit confused here. Oh, it's mate. Mate and two. If I really don't know, to be honest. Let's just go ahead and take something. Oh, win the bishop. Check. And I think that's going to be mate soon. Yeah. Just doing a quick roam up before I do the actual puzzles. I want to do this, but this has to be first. But you can block. We also have this piece right here too, so it's good. Should be winning. Okay, that's a good warm up. I'm gonna go ahead now and start. That was a good warm up, and after that, now I should probably get started with my actual lessons. Let me go see really quick. I got a few notifications real quick. 1 second. Trying to find. Hold on 1 second. I apologize for this. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start my my actual lesson now. I can't do play again because that'll be 3 minutes. So now I get to explain my I'm gonna go ahead and start my actual lesson now. I can't do, so here we go. Let's get started. Excuse me. All right. Well, in here, I know I can just move my king in, and it doesn't matter which direction he goes. I will be going the opposite direction. If he goes over here, I'll take this way. And if he goes here, I'll just go take this way and basically clean up pawns. So that should be it. Obviously, after cleaning up pawns, you should be able to queen. Here is a checkmate right here. checkmate in one puzzle. Checkmate in one. It's the queen and knight together. One second here. Let me see something. Give me 1 second. Okay. Here is the same basically pattern, knight and queen. That's a checkmate. All right. Another one. So here is this pawn right here is it defended, and you can take it, and it is also checkmate because you can't move. This is actually a very common weakness right here. These three squares, if you understand like how to come in, if this is moved. So it's also like a pattern of fool's mate in a way. If you learn fool's mate, you'll be able to see that pretty easily. This is the same pattern with the queen and the knight, which is very important to memorize. Here, there's a check. Let's say he takes, and that'll be check. He'll take back, and that'll be mate with the queen and bishop. So I think it's a 3-move checkmate. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3-move checkmate. That's interesting. A 3-move checkmate at 847 rating. I didn't really expect to see that early on. I thought that was more close to, but then they were all forcing moves. This is check. The king has to move back and check. Rook takes, and that's a back rank mate. Checkmate. So give me 1 second here. I want to see if I can share this with my group real quick because no one's really known. I don't think anyone's on right now, so. Yeah. That's okay. I don't mind. All right, so let's continue. I apologize for the small break. This is check. The king can't go over here because the rook. It can't go anywhere. I'm sorry. The king can't go anywhere here because the rook. It only has these two squares. And then this would be checkmate because the knight is covering these two squares. So it just covers everything. I keep thinking that's Arabian mate, but I could be wrong. There's anesthesias, there's Arabian, there's a couple. The names are, I don't remember all the names. That's check. The king was over one, and it's this common pattern of the knight and queen. That'd be checkmate. Oh, all right. Hello, Pete. Or Petrie. All right, I wasn't sure exactly who was on. All right. This is a common checkmate right here between the knight and the queen. It's very important to know. This is check. The king will move over one, and that'll be checkmate. There's already 3 puzzles already with that. And in real games, you'll see that a lot as well. Now here, I'm not entirely sure right off bat, but let's go over the rules. Checks, captures, and threats and preparations. So let's look at checks first. The first check I noticed is rook takes a pawn. If he takes back, how to follow up. My queen can come right here and call a check again. His queen would have to defend. I would go back here and call a check. The queen would have to defend, and that would be mate. So that would be mate in 1, 2, I think 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, one more move would be checkmate, but yeah. So we're going to be doing. This looks like it might be winning a piece. Check. The pawn will move up one, and this is also a common pattern. And I take here. He can't take. If he takes back, then I get to get the rook. And if I go check, and he moves up. Oh, that's mate. Never mind. That's not going to be taking the rook. The reason being is he has no other move besides the pawn, because these are covered by the knight, so he has to go up one. That's not, yeah. Then the knight moves, so now these squares are no longer covered. When he takes back, yeah, it's taking the rook. For a second there, I thought I can take the pawn and be mate, but the knight's not here no more, so these squares won't be covered, so he can move out the way. So it's just taking the rook. Okay, that's also another common pattern. For here, I definitely don't think it's a trade, because after they trade, these pawns are all on dark squares, and we have a light square bishop. And if the knight can somehow come in and attack these pawns, I won't have a really good way to defend them except for the king. And then his king should be able to come up with the pawns and check and make a queen. So I really believe that's a bad move for that reason. That being said, this is the only check. Oh, wait a second. If I do take it and he takes it back, the knight's for free. So that's actually a good thing. I can't just take the knight right now because I'll lose the queen. If I move out the way, he'll move the knight somewheres and be safe. So normally this would be bad for the reasons I explained, but because the knight is being threatened as well, it actually becomes good. So normally that would be bad. If the knight, let's say, was here or here instead, that would be bad. But because I get the knight, it's perfectly good. And winning. All right, so that'll be checkmate. The rook is actually blocking the king from moving out, and the king has these squares covered, and the rook will be attacking the king and have everything here covered. So that'll be checkmate. All right. Now, checks, captures, and threats. Let's see here. I don't see any checks. I see a capture, but it's not going to be a good one. I mean, I can always take the rook. He will take the rook, call it check. He'll take this. I'll take this. And he could move out the way. And I lost everything. So it's not that. Our pieces, he has more material than I do. I'm a little confused. I don't know. And my rook is being threatened by the knight. Knight is threatening the rook right now. So the rook has to move somewheres, I would think. This is bad. This will be bad. The queen is actually in danger. I can just take the queen. So, okay. So at first thing I looked at the king and there was no moves. Then I was looking for pieces. Yeah, queen e5 wouldn't work because he would just take it. The move is capturing the queen because the queen's for free. So that's the move. He took the rook and now we're winning. Okay. So now checks, captures, and threats. This is a check right here. And he can't block it because this rook will be attacking. So he's forced to move. And he'll move back one. And this rook will take this rook and it'll be checkmate. Oh. I guess he has one in between move, but it's still the same. Let's go ahead here. This right here will be check. He has two squares he can move to if I do that. Let's see here. I don't really see a follow-up after that. But if I call check with the queen and he moves, I can call check. And that'll be mate because he can't go here or here because the queen. The rook is blocking him. And the rook has these squares covered, this rook right here, and nothing can block it. So this here will block it, and that would be... Now instead of the rook moving over, what about the king? And it'll be the same thing. So that'll be mate in two. It wouldn't have mattered either which way. It would have been the same defense, the same thing. It would have been two moves. This here would be check. The king has three squares. If the king goes here, that'll be mate. If it goes here, that would be mate this way. And if the king goes up here, that'll be check and then mate. So it's all checkmate. Oops, I almost made a move before fully looking at it. I ain't mindful. I can't just do check because he'll take it. And also he'll take it. I'm not taking the knight because he'll just take it back, and he have two pieces against me. So I believe it's this move here. He can't come up here, and it'll be checkmate, or he can block it with the knight, and then I can take the knight with check. I think that's mate as well. So. All right. Let's see here. Checkmate and queen e1. That is, I think that was the answer, wasn't it? Check. Well, yeah, d1, but yeah, that was. Yeah, there's like a 2-second delay from the comments, and I can tell there's like a little small delay, so I might not see it immediately, but I will definitely get back if I see it. So let's see. Checks, captures, and threats. This is a check, but he can take it with the queen. But I can take the queen and threaten the rook, so this might be it. Check. Where can he go? He can go here or here. If he goes here, that would be mate. So check. And if he goes here, that would be check. Him go over one, mate, which means the answer would be check. He's going to take. I'm going to call check and win the rook, because he's not going to want to get mated, but he will lose a piece. Now, to know if that's the puzzle or not, I have to count the pieces. There's so many pieces on the board. There's queens, two rooks, and two bishops. So that's the answer because you're winning. Just wanted to count the material first, because if let's pretend she was up like 3 minor pieces, for example, then something like that wouldn't be winning, and that wouldn't be the puzzle, because at the puzzle you should be winning. So you have to make sure you're winning at the end of the puzzle, for sure. This is a check. He can move here or here, and I don't see a follow-up, so that's not the answer. I can't call check this way. He doesn't have any actual threats against my king, and I think that will lead to a mate. So taking this piece, let's say he moves up, that's still mate. Anything else that might be a defense, he can move his bishop over. I can take the bishop. What about moving the pawn up? That would still be mate here. So everything looks like mate. So, all right. And then mate next move. So, all right. Let's see here. Excuse me. It looks like check, move over, and mate. So let's see any defenses. Check. Let's say he defends this way. I can just take it. He move over, and then that'll be mate. Any other defenses? This pawn. So take, bishop, take, move over, mate. So it's mate in 3, I guess. Well, 4. How to do this puzzle? Let's see. This would be check. He can't go here or here because the rook has all that covered. So he has to go back one, and then the rook will go up for a checkmate. Because of that, when you call check, he'll move the pawn down. You'll take the pawn. The queen will come up. You take the queen. The king will move over, and then that will be checkmate. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4 moves. Checkmate. Let's see the next one. I can call check. Here he can't move forward. It's just not possible. So the only move he has is to block with the queen. I call check. He can take it. I can call check again. Now he's forced to move out of the way of the queen, which is the deflection tactic, and then you can win the queen for free. Ooh, I almost made the wrong move. It's the queen first. I almost got ahead of myself there. I've done that in games before. I'm sure we all have, where we did calculated something and then made a second or third move first by accident. It's really sad, especially when you see the whole entire thing. All right, so it's black to move. I don't see any checks. There's no checks at all. I can't check the king. Capture. Well, I can take the pawn, but that's not gonna do me much any good. I don't have any more captures besides this pawn. So yeah, let's look at material. Looks like looks even. So it's not a check or immediate capture. I don't see he can't check me either. I mean, I can maybe pin the knight. Like if I was playing a game, I might want to pin the knight to try to take it. But it looks like it's too slow. I go here. I say he moves up one. Now I gotta move the knight somewheres. And then if I try to come in, it's defended by the rook. The bishop can defend it. So I don't think it's that either. It might not be taking the knight. I mean, it might not be taking his knight. So the answer isn't no checks. There's no captures. I don't think it's taking the knight. Let's say I go up one here, threatening the queen. Yeah, that's right. After looking at the kings, you gotta look at the queens. That's right. I was looking at the knight first, but I should look at the queen first. Let's say I'm threatening the queen and he goes down. Then what? Not entirely sure. Let's say I threaten the queen this way instead. Well, if the queen moves out the way, that'll be check, and I can win the rook. So this looks a little bit more promising. Yeah, because if I move this pawn up, he'll just take this pawn. But this bishop is defended by the knight. So the queen would have to move out the way. And I think that's the answer, to call it check and take the rook, because we're even material as well. Oh, okay. Well, that works too. Let's see here. Let's see here. If I call it check, and he takes it, and I take it, and he takes it, and I call check, and he has to take it, I would win the queen, but I'll have a queen versus rook and bishop. Not sure if that's the answer, but it looks like the first thing I see. Let me see here. Yeah, I think that's the answer. I think it is just yeah, this looks like it's it. I don't see anything else that was possible. All right. That was the answer. Checks, captures, and threats. Let's see here. This right here will be a check. If he moves over here, that will be a checkmate. A very common pattern with the knight and queen. There's been a lot of these. Check. And if he were to move this way instead, that would be check winning the queen, which that's, and obviously the game. So let's go right ahead. I don't see anything else. Okay. I didn't consider this as a defense, so at least I got first move correct still. So I didn't lose the puzzle. That would be check here. You move over, and then the rook would go here, and that's like like some type of smothered. Okay. Yeah, even though sometimes I may not get it fully right, the process makes it so I still get the puzzle right. So I just gotta clear those things up as I get better. So that's the difference between like that, and I'm glad you get to see it, because when you see masters do it, they usually understand everything fully, and it looks crazy. And the process, you still get everything right, even if you understand it fully, but you'll get to see little errors here and there in your thinking, and then your job is then to clean it up. So, and that's my job as well. You might notice if you're not very good at puzzles and use the process, that you may not do it as well as I do, but the process that I learned um, is what I've seen from watching masters do puzzles, and I get them correct, even though I may not understand it as much as they have. You know, like I would have gotten the same answer, but it wouldn't have, even though I didn't fully understand it. So here's check. He will go over here. The queen will call it check. It's like it's a sacrifice. The king have to move back because the knight is blocking that square, and then that would be checkmate. Another checkmate with the knight and queen. So I've noticed that's been like the common theme today. This has been the most checkmates of the puzzle so far. Is king, a queen, and rook. Doing pretty well. 28 puzzles straight. I can't complain about that. I'm usually happy if I can do 30. That's usually where I'm happy at. I think having milestones are important. Like when you first start off and you're not very good at them, I would suggest first 5 maybe. Without getting anything wrong. And then after you get that milestone, you're like, well, maybe 10. So That's always good. And whenever you get whatever your max is, I wouldn't set that as your goal. I would try to be close to it because then you can get frustrated. Like you can have a really good day and get let's say you normally get 10, and one day you get like 15, and then you go back to 10, and you're going to be very frustrated if your goal is constantly 15 because you had that one time. You can always push for goals, but make sure that it doesn't stress you out too much unless the stress helps you. If stress does not help me out, I do not learn when I'm stressed out. I learn when I'm more relaxed and happy. So for that reason, that's why I set my goal at this. My highest was like 30 something, I forget. So as long as I get 30, I'm happy. And then I'll push for more. So, all right. Let's see here. Checks and captures. Check and check. Oops. Check and check. So let's go ahead over them. See if it's either or. This check doesn't really look like it does much. He can just move somewhere, and I don't have a follow up. This check, he can move here and here. I don't really see a follow up either. This right here wins a piece. Well, not exactly because he can take back and defend this pawn. But there's also something else here. Wait a second. This knight is guarding the square, so I can't threaten his rook that way. As if if I go here right now, he would just take it. I feel like this puzzle is going to be a deflection, of some sort. I just don't see it yet. Like I'm guessing I'm supposed to make one of these pieces move in a specific area, one of my opponent's pieces, so I could win something. Um, with that in mind, let's see, check. Uh, uh, oh. Oh, check. The rook goes up one, and then check here, and he'll take it, and I can win the rook and the bishop if he takes it. And if he doesn't take it, I just win the rook. So I knew it was a deflection. I can like all the pieces seemed a little bit. I'm not sure if it just didn't seem right. I don't know if they're all loose or not, but it just didn't seem right. There didn't seem like everything was defended right. So this right here is check. Let's say he blocks. You can just take the bishop and it'd be a free bishop. He can trade if he wants to after that, but that's not forced. If he moves out the way instead, I can still take the bishop regardless. So that's it. It's a lot easier than the last one. That's also a very common pattern when you play chess, in openings and games. So here's another one. Let's see here. I don't think it is a check because I don't see checks. I don't think it's a capture. You just capture back, and then I'm in trouble. I don't know what to do with my pieces. Be threatening my rook and my pawn at the same time. Um, yeah, because if I were to take, he would take. And let's say I try to keep in the same diagonal, move down one, he would just call check and take my rook. And if I go anywhere else, let's say here, for example, I mean, he can take the pawn or he can just cause craziness over here. So that's definitely not it. If I move the pawn either way, he can just take my queen. And if I take back, I don't. Let's see. Move up one. He takes. I take. I'm threatening to queen. I mean, he can't really defend it this way because I can block it like that. So it might be taking the. It might be moving the pawn up. But what if he just defends immediately? Well, I just take the rook. So I think it is this right here. I think it's sacking the queen to make a queen basically. Yeah, I think I can. I definitely think I can promote. So let's see here. Nope, it was not that. um, look at it a little bit more. It might have been a check. It might have been a queen to b2 check. But I'm not. I'll never be sure now. But I think it might be queen b2 check, and then maybe push after that. So all right. Checks, captures, and threats. It always feels weird getting anything wrong live, even though I know no matter what, I'm always going to get at least 3 wrong, because that's when the puzzles are over. It's after 3. So let's see here. Checks, captures, and threats. Um, well, this looks like a threat. It looks like it's a checkmate threat. The bishop has these covered. Even if the rook moves out the way, the king can't go there because everything will be covered. So it looks like it might be here and here. It's a very common bishop rook checkmate, and especially with the pawn right here. Yeah, if it's king pawn bishop like this, the rook is usually checkmateable that way, or even a king pawn king as well. The rook here is usually that's why I was able to see that threat. Let's see what he can do to see if it's fast enough. Like if I go over here, if he has a counter move that's fast enough to stop it, then it's not the move. So he only can block it that way, which I can just take and the next move go up. I can go here, and what else can he do? Even if he moves his rook anywheres, it wouldn't matter because I can still take. So I'm assuming I'm gonna go here because it's a computer. You might call it check, and I take, and then sacrifice a piece, and I take, and something else, and then mate. So yeah. Okay. Well, that they didn't do the whole puzzle, but yeah, it is rook h5 and h8. Yes, it is. Um. All right. So let's see what's next here. Um. Checks, captures, and threats. I can't call it check. He can move up one, and this will be a check. And I think that's mate because the queen has all these covered, so he can't move. He'll be in check, and he can't go here because the queen either. So that looks like it covers all the squares for mate. So I think it's checkmate in 2. Yep. Okay. Checks, captures, and threats. This right here is a check, and the king has no squares. He can't move here. He can't move here because of knight. So that would be checkmate. Checks, captures, threats, and preparation. So this is check. He would have to move. Let's say he would have to go here. Everything else is covered. All else is covered. If I go check right here, he can't go here, 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 or here because the queen. and he can't go here because the pawn. So he has to move here. It's his only square. So after I call a check here, he also won't have these squares, but he'll gain this square. So he'll move there, and then it'll be mate like that. So take pawn, and checkmate. So black to move. Checks, captures, and threats. So let's see here. Checks, captures, and threats. So the first check is a bad one I see because the queen can take it. The next check I see is over here, attacking the king. If I call this check, the king can't go here. The king can't go here because of my king. He can't go here or here. Oh, he can't go here because of the knight, and he can't move here because of the rook. So that looks like a one-move checkmate, which is odd at this rating, but yeah, so it looks like a one-move checkmate. That's kind of odd to see sometimes. So checks, captures, and threats. Checks, captures, and threats. This is a check right here. He couldn't block. And then this is a check right here, which he has to move over, and then he can take the knight, and that'll be checkmate. So that looks like it'll be checkmate in 3. So check, checkmate. All right. Checks, capture, and threats. That's what we're doing here. I don't see any checks. So next thing is captures. This is the first capture I noticed. And if he takes it back, you can take it back, but then he has a counterattack. So I don't think that's it because he has a counterattack right here. But if I take and he moves over, I can also threaten the knight. And now I'm threatening this knight and the knight here at the same time. So then I have to figure out is it possible for him to do a counter? So I take, he moves back, I threaten, and both his knights are here and here, and I do not see a way for him out of it. So that would be because I don't see a way out of it. That should be the problem. That should be the solution. And he's automatically losing a knight here. The reason why I can't take it with this is because he'll call check and take my rook. So I have to first threaten the knight, and then then I win that way. So checks, captures, and threats. First thing I noticed is there's no checks at all. Here is a capture, but he can capture back. So let's see here. Let's see here. Checks, captures, and threats. This is a capture. He captures back. I don't see a follow-up with that. Maybe I got to threaten the queen somehow. The queen can't go here. Can't go here. These are all covered. The only 2 spots the queen has is here and here. Wait, not even, because this is also threatening the queen. Let's say I move up 1. He'll be able to call check. If I move up 1, we'll take. If I take and he takes, I can move up, and I'm threatening this square here. So now I'm threatening over here to take the rook. So let's see if this works. Take, move up 1. He can block it. Hmm. I'm a little bit unsure, but I think this is the. I don't see any other attacking move. Okay, that's not it. Well, it's a 2000 rated puzzle. It's a little higher than what I am, so it might be a little bit out of my range. All right, so checks, captures, and threats. This is a check. Everything here is covered, which means this is the only square he has. And I can call check again. He will only have this square and this square. If he goes here, that would be mate. And then if he goes here, I should be able to find mate very soon after. So let's go ahead. He's really vulnerable there. So, oh, okay, that's not bad. That was my highest puzzle rush. My last puzzle rush was 36, so I got highest today. It's not too bad. But using that method of checks, capture threats, and preparation of it, I got up to 2006 highest solved. So I hope that was a good one for you guys. Still have some time. It's 9:30. So if somebody wants to send me a challenge, that's fine. I'll wait a tiny bit of time. Um, Otherwise than that, I'll probably just get going. Let's see here. I'm trying to see here if anyone is trying to send me a challenge because I know sometimes I just don't get the notifications. Okay, I will accept. And for our game, I'm just going to talk about it like a puzzle. You know? So let's go ahead and get started. This is a normal standard move. Okay. I'll just get control of the center. Pawn control and maybe bring my knights and bishops out just to bring them out. Okay. Here I feel like I take. In that one puzzle, there was two pawns here, and when a queen took it, that was mate. So this right here actually brings something similar to that. Yeah, you definitely don't want to be moving this pawn right here in the opening as the F pawn. So this is check. Yeah. And like I said, this is basically was one of the puzzles that we did, where you take here, and if he takes back, I would be able to take the rook. That was one of the puzzles that we've went over. All right, counter attack. I can block. Yeah. Yeah, I have no problem telling you on my threats, and I'll leave it up to you to figure out how to defend against it. So now I'm gonna move my pawn up to call check, and then after that, take the rook. Okay. In this case, I don't have to take the rook right away because I can call check here, and after you move up, I can take the queen. So, or I can just take the rook now, make a queen, and you take it. But I rather if I have choice between queen and rook, I rather win a queen, and then possibly win another piece very soon after. So. Okay, so here's the queen. Okay, now I can't move up yet because you can take it. So I'll be taking the knight first. And from here, I can take to promote. I also can call check. I'll just take and I'll do it very simple. All right. I can take, and he can take back one of the ways. Well, three of the different ways. Then I can make a queen after. The only thing is my king will be exposed a little bit. So I'm just going to take the bishop first. All right, I'm going to block the check. Okay. Here I'm just going to make a queen. And my queen being in the back rank like this makes it very difficult to develop your pieces. That's actually the best way to develop it because you'd be defending your rook. So I'm going to try to start bringing my pieces in now to attack. Okay. That's a normal tactic, but it's guarded right now. So that doesn't work this time because it's guarded, but normally that's a very good tactic to win the rook. All right, you're threatening my bishop and my queen at the same time. So I would like to I can take the rook since it's hanging. Okay, I'll take. And right here should be pretty simple. I don't have to worry about any more pieces. So I'm going to castle, and then I'm going to bring my queen in for checkmate right here. Because my rook is... Oh no, my rook is blocked by my pawn. Okay, so because of that, I'm going to have to do it a little different. But I still can call it check here to start. And then bring my rook up here for another check. And maybe even check. I can actually do a mate this way where it's a pattern where like that. That's an actual pattern for checkmate pattern. I don't remember the name. I think it's called ladder mate, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure if it matters the direction. I think ladder mates are this way, but that's all right. That's a good game, right? Yeah, just look over the tactical stuff that I mentioned in the game, and of course the puzzles. But all right, I'm gonna get going now. Just like, subscribe, and yeah, that'd be good. Hope you learned something today. Gonna have to